You may be in Berlanga's camp?
Yes, I'm waiting for the phone call. When I get the phone call, I'm coming. Loma worst nightmare is Shakur Stevenson. Shakur will destroy him. Which you're gonna need me to win this fight, and I would love to be there with him. It's gonna be a big fight.
Berlanga, papá.
Yes, sir.
Él está aquí, papi. Mete mano.
Welcome to the Ring with the Parley with your hosts, Kendall Gill and Tilo, where they duke it out over the current events of the sweet science. Moderated by Mindy Bryant, with correspondent Alex Correa of the Squared Circle Report. Sponsored by 6040.
What's up, guys? Welcome into the Parlay. I am Tilo. No Kendall Gill in the building today because he's in Florida, and so anytime KG leaves the building, we just have to say, okay, KG, it's all good. It's all good. The Parlay sponsored by Glory Wash Pros. You got to check them out if you need fence cleaning, cement cleaning, driveway cleaning, all that. They take care of it. Pressure washer, anything that you need, they are the people to go to. Check them out. Link is in the description box. I recommend them heavily. See you, boy, Johnny. We're in the Parlay today. We got a special guest in studio, former Olympic bronze medalist, trainer. Used to be in the Mayweather camp for many, many years. We've seen him on 24/7 all the time, holding the heavy bag, taking the heavy punches from Mayweather in the Floyd Mayweather gym. Other than from Chicago, Mr. Nate Jones himself. Nate, what's going on, man?
Pleasure to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
I see you wore the medal too.
Yes, man. It's Olympic moments right now. Olympics is going on right now. I'm just proud of getting my medal back, and I'm able to show the kids of Chicago what hard work does.
There you go, man. Absolutely. And we know boxing is nothing to mess with, right? And so anybody who goes out there to compete on an international level is to be respected. And it's not easy to do. And I know you know that with a bronze medal yourself.
Yes, and I do. You got to work hard and bust your butt, man, and really put in the hard work and dedicate yourself to your craft, and you can have a good career.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I've been excited to speak to you. I actually went to your gym one time back in 2018. You gave me some pointers on how to dip and avoid punches, use your footwork, left foot out. It was a fun time. But a lot of stuff happening. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is the good things that you're doing, man. I know that you're heavily involved in the boxing community, and not only that, you want to give back, right? I've been made aware. Obviously, you have the 16th annual Back to School Barbecue. It's a picnic that's happening, and pretty much what is it for? Is it a fundraiser?
Well, it's a fundraiser. I'm giving back to young kids of my community in Chicago and Cabrini Green. Some kids can't afford backpack, school supply, so we're at the Nate Jones Foundation want to help the kids get those things they needed. And so we want to have fun, have music. We have a jumping jack for the kids at Sewell Park. 365 West Elm in Chicago, Cabrini Green area. We have a picnic September 7th. Come out, have a good time, and enjoy the Nate Jones Foundation Back to School Supply giveaway.
That's so dope to see. I mean, especially when it comes to former athletes and trainers like yourself give back to a community like in that manner. It's hard to find actually people doing stuff like that in the times that we live in. And I know you have a passion to help people, especially when it not only comes to boxing, but on the outside part. How did you come about in regards to the picnic and stuff? What inspired you to make this happen?
Well, coming up in my community, I was given a great opportunity to get support from my coaches at Sewell Park, and Tom O'Shea was my coach, and he showed me how to give back. He was there for me, so I felt like it was my turn to be there for the young men and sisters in my community that need help. So I want to help out because I was given help, and I want to do the same with these young men and young ladies in our community.
And speaking of boxing, do you find a lot of boxers that come to stuff like this, or do they come up to you and say, "Hey, man, thanks for what you're doing. Well, how can I train with you?" Do you find that often when you?
Of course, because these kids are looking for help, and once they see someone helping or reaching out and extending their hand, the young men and young sisters will come to you and ask for help.
Right.
And they see if your hand out, you can send out your hand out for help, and they're going to reach out and want you to hold their hand and help them as well. Because most of these kids need help. They need some instruction. They need some guidance in their life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because without my coach, Tom O'Shea, I don't know where I would have been. And I want to be able to do the same, for these young men and young ladies around the city, help them as well.
Yeah, it's really important, obviously, to have that impact on the young community that need direction, that need people to be on their side and just kind of to guide them, because you already know what's out there. This picnic is on Saturday, September 7th. It's by Seward Park, as I said.
Yes,
Seward Park on 375 West Elm Street in Chicago. You guys got to go check it out. Make sure you guys support. And again, if you do want to donate, there is a link in the bio. You can check that out. And also, we'll have the screens there for them to check out what's going on. That's pretty dope. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about, because obviously it's positive. In Chicago, we know what this city is outside known for, and it's really unfortunate. But there's a lot of good stuff happening in the city.
A lot of man violence.
And people like you, doing well with it.
Yeah, with all the violence happening in the city right now, we need somebody to do something good and positive for these young kids and young men in the city. There's too much violence happening, too much danger. Let's have some good fun. Let's enjoy these young men and young women around us. Let's have some fun, eat some food. Let's talk some smack. Let's play some basketball. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely, I'm ready to hoop. I'm in my off season right now, Nate. So I'm getting ready for the season in September, and I think I'm ready. So
let's get it.
Don't inspire me, Nate. Don't do it. Nate, you're from Chicago. As I mentioned before, we've us boxing fans kind of grew up with you in regards to watching Floyd Mayweather. We know that you were part of Floyd Mayweather's camp formerly, right? And we know you as the heavy bag guy. We know you as the guy who held the guard, and held it for Floyd, and he would go to the body with it. How do you come about that opportunity for Floyd's camp?
Well, Floyd always wanted me to do the pad work with the stomach, because I knew how to do it. I knew how to apply the pressure. I knew how to cut the ring off of him. Right. So a lot of people know how to master Floyd good footwork. I do. Because when he moved, I know how to move the opposite way to cut him off. So with me having good footwork, and I was making it tough for him to find his angles. So it was a good move for me and him, because I knew how to deal with him, and he knew how to deal with me. So it was fun.
Yeah, it was always interesting to see too, because you see the shadow boxing. You got your bags, your small bags. You see the training. Obviously no sparring with Floyd. They never show any sparring in his prime, but that seemed very important, right? Because you brought the realness of the pressure, the size that he potentially could face. And you looked like you did a good job, and not to mention you were with him for over 10 years, right? About
20 years.
20 years. Well, I'm sorry, I lost a decade on there.
Yeah, with my pressure and my added weight, it made it tough for him, because most of the guys don't have the good footwork that I had, and most guys don't have the intelligence that I got. So with my footwork and the intelligence, me knowing Floyd, it made it tough for him. Yeah. So I knew how to cut the ring off. I knew what to do to make it hard for him, and that's why I did it.
Going over in Floyd, we actually had an episode not so long ago where we talked about Floyd's gym in itself in the sparring sessions, and we were watching the Devin Haney and Tank sparring session, and we saw you in the corner.
Yes.
We saw you right there in the corner.
Yes.
Which I didn't know you were there, and I looked, I was like, oh, there goes Nate. Speaking in Floyd's camp, right, as you were there, that session, those sparring sessions were huge. Like it's another animal. And I say guys like Devin Haney, who, by the way, fought his ass off in that session. I think he held his own. Yeah. What was it like during sparring sessions like that? Like, I mean, it looks so crazy on camera. It must be crazy in person.
Well, when we have the doghouse sparring, we sparring till someone quits. So a lot of coaches, a lot of gyms got in trouble for this one, because some people don't want to stop. So some people may go 10 and 15 and 20 rounds until they stop. And that was illegal. So you can get in trouble for this, but we did it. With our tradition, me and Floyd Mayweather, we did it. We put someone once you're in the ring, we spar until someone said stop, until someone quit. And that was a rule that me and Floyd always had from coming up in the amateurs. So we send it and use it as a pros and with our training method. So, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and
dedication.
Dedication. Yes,
Hard
sir.
work, dedication. We remember the chance. I saw that, and it made me realize a guy like Tank as an example. When Tank goes into the ring, I feel like he knows the other opponent has not gone through the doghouse like he has, and he's not afraid of anything that's gonna. Even if the guy sits fast as him, as smooth as him, maybe he has the same skill set. And I think you can attest that must be the reason why Floyd's fighters are the way they are because of that doghouse sparring session.
Of course. Well, the doghouse make all the guys tough. So when we in that doghouse, we get tough and we fight hard and there ain't no quitting. So it's instilled in all of us. So and that's the mentality that we all have, toughness.
I've encountered people who told me that in regards to that in itself, it's dangerous, right? Yeah. And it's not okay, to be doing that because it's dangerous to the fighter in itself.
Yes.
And so, but you guys obviously continued to do it.
Yes.
It worked out for you guys apparently, right? Especially for Floyd because, we know what Floyd is. But would you ever do that again in your own camp maybe?
When I do it in my gym now, I have limits to it. When I see someone need a break, I give them a break.
Okay.
I let them go as far as they can go. Once I see them to shut off, I got to shut it off because I don't want no one to get hurt or no brain damage or anything like that. So once I see they get tired, their legs get weak, then I shut it off.
Yeah. Well, it was. I'll tell you, as a fan of boxing, watching Floyd in 24/7, and you guys it was a treat, man.
Yes,
we missed 24/7 and Showtime All Access. We missed all the sessions there, and you did a great job.
I missed those paydays. Yes,
and those paydays too, Floyd.
Yes. Come back, Floyd.
Boxing, a lot of headlines, a lot of things happening. Ever since Showtime's gone, and even HBO, a lot more fights have been made. It seems promoters are working together more. And the first fight I want to bring up because it's so recent is Canelo Berlanga. We know Canelo is the cash cow. He's basically he's the face of boxing of some in a way, but he's not pound for pound king. I gotta ask you, do you think Canelo is still avoiding David Benavidez, or do you think he's just building it up and getting ready for the right moment?
Well, I think Canelo is hiding from Benavidez, but Berlanga is going to be a tough fight. Berlanga is a good guy, good tough fighter from Puerto Rico, and I think Berlanga going to give him everything he wants. Yeah. I think I'm supposed to be in training camp with Berlanga. I'm waiting for the phone call. I might be in that camp with that guy, and we're going to get it done. We're going to beat Canelo. Yeah. If I'm in camp with him, we'll beat him. So, trust me.
So you got an opportunity. You may be in Berlanga's camp?
Yes, I'm waiting for the phone call. When I get the phone call, I'm coming. Okay. So that would be very interesting. I know when I see how Floyd trained for Canelo, I see the things we did against Canelo, and I know what to do to get him in shape.
Oh, you guys are class Canelo.
Yes, we outclass him. Yeah. But Canelo is a split image of Floyd now because Canelo went back and watched that video of the Mayweather fight. He watched it over 50,000 times because he started fighting like Mayweather. And that's what's making him so good now. Mm-hmm. And that's the things I'm going to bring in between Berlanga to show him how to do the same thing and be effective in this fight, which he's going to need me to win this fight, and I would love to be there with him because it's going to be a big fight.
Berlanga, papá, I'm going to talk in Spanish because maybe he'll get it. Él está aquí, papi. Mete mano. I just told him, just
Ganaste.
Here.
Ganaste.
He's from New York,
You win.
It's going to be an interesting fight. And the one thing I'll say is, Berlanga, I just want him to have better boxing IQ and his jab. I feel like his jab needs so much work. Am I wrong or am I right?
That's the one thing I told him when I met him at Pro Boxing Gym. And I seen him there. And I said, man, if you get a jab, you're going to be one of the baddest motherfuckers, baddest guys in the game. And he's working on it now. And I'm going to spice him more if I'm in camp with him. But he needs a jab to beat Canelo. And if Benavidez don't get a jab, he's not going to beat Canelo. Yeah. But it's a tough fight, you know what I'm saying, for Berlanga. We gotta work hard. We gotta work on that jab, work on that footwork. And he has a real chance of being a good fight with him. Hopefully beating them.
We'll see. We'll see. It'll be the biggest upset of the year, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, Berlingen. Call me, man. You got the number.
Make it happen.
Let's go.
Besides Berlanga, obviously Tank is one of the biggest names in boxing as well. But Shakur Stevenson, I got to ask you, and I'm going to give you my perspective, and I want you to just let me know about this yourself. Shakur, as a boxing fan and purist, he's given out masterpieces in the ring.
Yes.
Boxing without getting hit. Sweet science, using footwork, off the ropes. I mean, it's beautiful. Most people don't like that. It's boring, right? They don't like the non-action that he provides. In my head, this is what I say, and you give me your perspective on it. With Shakur Stevenson, he's a top elite fighter. I think he's an A-class fighter to me.
100%.
He's got his level of competition does start need to start going up, and it will. But what do you say to those that think Shakur is boring? That's the narrative. Shakur is boring. Is he boring to you?
No, he's not. He's effective. He don't get hit. The man may fight 3 times and get hit 12 times in 3 fights. The man don't get hit. Yeah. He had good range. He very technical, good boxing ability. I think him and Tank will be the fight of the year. The fight of the decade. Somebody get knocked out. And it could be Tank or it could be Shakur.
Either or.
Or either or, because Shakur got in his gloves too, man. Don't think he don't hit hard. He don't hit pound for pound as hard as Tank, but he can punch as well. Mm-hmm. And I think it's gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna predict the fight don't go 12 rounds.
And it'll be a fun fight. And what I tell when I debate with people about stuff like this is like, listen, if you are a professional boxer, I think you should have the ability to learn how to cut off the ring. Yeah. And those fighters that complain about Shakur, which sets a narrative for people to say he's boring, don't know how to do it.
Cut off the ring.
So if you can't cut off the ring as a professional, that is your fault. That's not Shakur's fault.
You're your trainer. I'm going to say this much, though. Tank doing all. Tank box, cut off the ring. He doing all. That's going to be the fight of the decade, bro. Yeah. And I don't know who wins that fight. I love them both. I respect them both, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Shakur was talking to Loma over the weekend at the Terrence's fight. They were chopping it up. Do you think Loma comes back?
Loma worst nightmare and Shakur Stevenson. Shakur will destroy him. I believe in Shakur. On that range and that distance, he's gonna kill the slick stuff that he does won't affect Shakur. Shakur is too rangy, too crafty, too good with distance. It'll be a problem for him. And that's going to be his worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always think Loma's south side stance and his weird angles that he punches in, stepping to the right.
He won't make a fine.
Won't matter?
No, it won't matter. Shakur will dominate him and we'll stop. I think he will beat him or probably stop him.
Yeah. That should be interesting. Well, the lightweight division is stacked. We know the names, right? We know what's going on. Last weekend we saw Isaac Pitbull Cruz lose to Valenzuela. That was an interesting one to see, but Valenzuela was boxing beautifully.
Oh, man, Valenzuela. I bet against Valenzuela.
Did you?
And he showed me I made a clear mistake.
Yeah.
I took my ticket up as soon as I saw the first round. I knew he was going to dominate the fight. He looked good, and Pitbull and Cruz didn't look well. I think he clearly lost, and it was a very good fight. Nobody clearly got outscored.
Yeah, it was crazy. The other name I'm going to bring up here, obviously in the pound for pound rankings, is Terrence Bud Crawford.
Of course.
And Terrence, last week against I forget his name, I can't say his name right, Makarov.
Yeah, Makarov.
He was not able to do what Terrence does. I think for 2 reasons. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, he jumped in weight to 154, but Makarov had the same speed, awkward head movement the whole time, and Terrence really had to be tentative.
Yes.
Do you think after his performance now, he's still a pound for pound?
Yes, of course, he's still pound for pound because he's been dominating the game for a minute. With that big win over Earl Spence, put him on a platform.
Yeah.
I don't think no one would be able to knock him down for right now. But standing at 154 and them other guys, it seems like it's going to be a little problem for him. If he don't get stronger and learn a little bit more and get his technique together, it's going to be a problem for him because that fight with his last fight, he's shown that he couldn't have been out more than he wanted.
Sure.
Tough fight for him.
Yeah. No, definitely. My issue, and I used to say Terrence was overrated before the Sean Porter fight.
Overrated.
Then he fought Porter, and I said, oh. And then he fought Errol, and I was like, all right, I got to give it to this man now. The only thing I've ever had against Terrence as a critique is his resume and the guys he fought to move up while he moved up in weight. And I know it's a promotional issue, and I know he was with Top Rank, and I get that, but that's the only thing I have against him because he's proven that he can get through the guys that have been put in front of him.
And when he's performing with Errol Spence, showing the world that he ain't nothing to play with.
But was something wrong with Errol, though? Do you believe something was off with Errol, too? Because he looked, I don't want to say, high and weak. It was just something was off.
Yeah. Something didn't look right that night. I don't know, the cracks that he was in could have damaged him. And I don't know, man, but he didn't look good.
Yeah.
One of the best performers. I was surprised that Errol lost that night because I picked Earl to win that fight.
Yeah.
I lost. And I never go against Crawford again. He performed well that night. He dominated. He looked good. And I don't know. I don't see no one beating him as of right now.
Yeah.
Until he started. And once he fight Canelo, 168, that's what's going to be a problem, man.
Yeah.
I think Canelo beats him. I don't think 168, he's not a 168 pounder. He's a 154, 147. He came from 135. Now, how far can you go? Yeah. I think 6'8" is too much. And Canelo got too much sauce for him. Canelo be a problem for him, a major problem.
Yeah. The last fighter I want to bring up, obviously, we're going into the heavyweight division, with Usyk being at the top, taking care of Fury. Not easily. That was a great fight in Saudi Arabia. But, guys like Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, like, what do you think happens with their careers? Because it almost seems as if the big fight didn't happen. They don't have the aura they had before. This rematch with Tyson and Usyk. Does this really much solidify the heavyweight division? And then is there going to be a new generation of people that need to step up? Even with Andy Ruiz getting a draw last weekend.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz fight. Yeah. Well, there's some new kids on the block. That new big guy who knocked out Anderson.
Yeah, and Anderson loses last Saturday too. Right. It was the hope of the United, America.
What's the guy he lost to? The big boy.
I forget his
Martin?
name. What's his full name? If you can, somebody can check the fact check that for me. The Jared Anderson, heavyweight division. Who did he fight?
He looked like he gonna be something to reckon with in the heavyweight
he was
division.
big.
He's big, 6'6", 6'7", can punch me in the hand. His name gonna come in with those big guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Usyk is gonna have to meet him. Fury, if Fury stay around long enough, Fury gonna have to meet him. And AJ. Yeah. I mean, this guy can punch. And good power, he's big, 6'6", 6'7". Yeah. Him and AJ, I think we'll be a good fight. I would love to see him and AJ meet up for unification. Yeah. I think that will happen somewhere in the near future.
It will still be a big fight. It will still be a big fight. And the heavyweight division has that aura of it, right? When Tyson was there, we lost that when they left and Evander Holyfields and all that. But I feel like if it ever does come back, it sustains boxing in such a way that the casuals come back to see it.
Of course.
I think that's the only division that can do that. Yes. Unless you got a guy like Floyd, who's a generational talent, and Pac, who was as well. Saudis, man. The Saudis want to take over
the
boxing.
Yeah.
And Canelo recently, and that whole negotiation with trying to make a fight with Terrence, and the Saudis said, no, we're good. Turkey said, I'm good. I don't want to deal with him because apparently Canelo was asking for
too much money.
Way too much money.
And arrogant. And they asked him, well, right now, Canelo's on the throne and Mayweather was on. Yeah. And Canelo is feeling himself. He's the top dog right now. And so his ego is bigger than his body. So he need to humble himself and come down to make things fight happen because everybody want to see these fights. Benavidez, they want to see that. They want to see him and Crawford. Yeah. I mean, let's make these big fights. Let's spend that money. Let's make the big fight. The people in Saudi, the Saudis are trying to give you the money. Accept it.
Is it good for boxing? You think this is good for boxing? If the Saudis
of course
end up overtaking the promoters and saying, you know what, we'll buy all these we'll buy all this out and we'll make the fights happen. Is it good?
Yes, I was thinking it'd be good for boxing, unless they do some illegal stuff. But as of right now, it look good, and I would love to see it flourish and be bigger.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest headlines in boxing, as we continue talking here to Nate Jones, trainer and former Floyd Mayweather camp member, is the Olympics.
Yes.
We saw recently that in women's boxing, we had a lot of controversy in what happened, and we all know the controversy in regards to what happened with the Italian fighter and her quitting in the middle because she couldn't take a punch. She was thinking, because of rumors, that the other fighter, which is Imun, wasn't a biological female. And so that put the boxing community out in a rage, and people were like, oh my gosh, this cannot be happening. This is not fair. Then we find out later more information that she was born a biological woman, but there was a lot of different things. It's just a lot of details out there that's even still skitty. How did you feel about it when it happened, and what do you think?
I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to say nothing about it. I don't think a woman should fight a man. If that was a man against a woman, it's illegal. It's not right. It's not fair. But I don't know if she's all woman or homo. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But if the woman against a man, then it's not right.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I don't know what's her real nationality is, her real, if she man or woman, I don't know. Yeah. But a man shouldn't fight a woman, and I'm sticking with that. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not too familiar with it. Her percentage of her female parts, I don't know.
Yeah, her situation is very unique for sure. It's very rare. And
when are they saying?
I mean, I think she has some male parts or something like that, but she was born. She didn't have enough chromosomes. It was a mixture of that, some biological science with her. She's had that growing up, but I don't know if there's a definitive answer to exactly what she was or what she is. But the word I saw last from different sources, obviously on the internet, which you can't always trust, was that she was born a biological woman, but she has different features that males have. So it's definitely interesting.
It's weird,
it's hard, but you have to be very sensitive too, because you can't just be calling people something and you don't even know what they are for real. Right. And so I even think the Italian boxer, she apologized. That's what I did see, and they went from there. But very interesting to see that, and most definitely I think on the premise of just what you think as a foundation, a man shouldn't be fighting a woman. Because it's dangerous. It's just dangerous where men are biologically stronger than women, and this is a fight game. So I would have to agree with you on it. But it was a very weird situation, and unfortunate to see too. I feel bad for both of the girls.
As soon as she got hit with one punch, she turned around and quit.
Yeah, it was.
I never seen that before.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see.
At the Olympics, who does that in the Olympics?
On the biggest.
You train so hard to get there, and you quit in one punch. Yeah. So it was weird.
Well, definitely. And speaking of the Olympics, you got a story. I was off the air. We were talking a little bit about your bronze medal. There's a special story behind that. If you don't mind sharing, what your story about your bronze medal?
Well, in 1996, I won my bronze medal. But when I came home with my medal, a year later, I lost my twin sister to lupus. She was my #1 fan. She was my homie, my best friend, my twin sister. And when she died in 1997, I woke up the morning of her funeral. I was hurt and crushed. I'm like, man, I got to do something special for my sister. And I seen my medal, and I said, I'm putting my medal on my sister's neck. I said, she's the real bronze medalist. And so no one knew I was going to do that. So I hid up under my clothes at the funeral, and I took it off and put it on her neck. And I haven't seen this for over 28 years. Wow. I wrote a letter to the U.S. Olympic Committee, AIBA, and they sent me another one because they knew it was honorable for me to give it to my sister. Wow. So it took 28 years for me to get another one, and now I'm able to show the kids in my neighborhood what hard work does, and they can feel it, they can see it and hold it in their hand, and now they see they can do the same thing. So, 28 years ago I gave my medal to my sister, and now I got it. We both got one now. She's a bronze medalist, and I'm one too, so we both got one. So we're going to share it to the world and show the world what hard work does and dedicating yourself, and you get one of these soon.
Yeah,
it's real.
That's amazing, Nate. I mean, that's an awesome story. And shout out to your sister. Most
Thank you, man.
Wish
I appreciate it.
Rest in heaven. And
Nelly, I love you, miss you. My twin, my best friend.
There you go, man. Nate, man, it's been awesome, bro. I want to reiterate again. I know your foundation, obviously, and what you're going to be doing. We talked about it in the beginning of the podcast. Again, the 16th, back to school barbecue, Saturday, September 7th, 2024.
Donations.
At Bedward Park, 375 West Elm Street. Sorry,
Short Park.
And Short Park. Sorry, Short Park. It's right there on the screen for you guys.
By Cabrini Green.
And by Cabrini Green, the donation links is right there in the description box, guys. Check it out. Make sure you guys support Nate Jones doing big things in the city of Chicago, man.
Thank you, man. Love you, Chicago.
We're gonna take a picture with this guy. I want to touch that bronze medal real quick. So
take the picture with it on.
And we want to make sure KG is back for our next one.
KG, we got to go 1-on-1, man. When I see you again.
You've been telling him that
Basketball.
for years, man. Thanks for watching the Parlay. Don't forget to follow us, subscribe. Everything's in the description box, guys. Again, we're talking boxing all the time. Nate Jones was in studio.
Follow me, y'all, on my Instagram, 96 Nate Jones, my YouTube page, The Nate Jones Stories, and my Facebook, Nate Jones. Thank you, and God bless you all.
There you go. Everything will be right there in the box.
Thank you.
What's up, guys? T-Lo here for the Parlay. 15-year NBA veteran Kendall Gill there.
Sir.
Don't forget to subscribe to everything you see there in the description box. We want to hear from you guys. And, of course, hit that bell for the notifications. Like that, you know what's going on.
Hit it.
By the way, just want to make sure you know, Tyson Fury has never lost a fight to Deontay Wilder.
And this is untrue. He lost the first fight.
I don't even want to hear it, bro.
He lost the first fight.
I don't even want to hear it, bro.
He lost the first one.
He did it, bro.
He lost the first one.
He did it, bro.
You have yet to watch that fight with me. He lost the last two, but not the first.